Vegas at Desert Oasis High School just south of the Strip. Game 8 of 8 in round 1 of the West region. The Air Force Bomb Squad try to knock off third-seeded the Stickmen. Take a look at the bottom half of the West region. Bracket Team Challenge ALS pulled out a matchup with Wasatch Front late. The bottom, a buzzer beater sends Team Utah in the second round over Team Fredette. And a few good men knocked out, mostly Sports Delco. Well, hello everybody, welcome back here to Las Vegas, along with Robert Smith, the former guard here at UNLV, as well as in professional basketball for 15 years. We've got a fun matchup here. A Stickmen team that has 8 former NBA players, and an Air Force Bomb Squad team that has just 1 pro player, but they're going to play their own style.
Well, and their own style is, if we are able to knock down some three-pointers, we should be able to stay in this game.
The other thing for Air Force, too, we were told they might play a little bit of Princeton style, so they're going to try to slow this game down, limit the possessions against arguably maybe the most talented team in this entire tournament with all these former NBA players. And you talk about former NBA players, they got a player like Lou Amundsen, who started 35 games for the Knicks last year.
Right, he's played in the league for quite a while, so they're going to utilize his size.
He's back in Las Vegas, former UNLV Rebel. Air Force Bomb Squad, they do have 1 professional player, and that's Michael Lyons. Lyons played in the D-League this year. He'd actually gone to his Air Force assignment and he was working at the Air Force Prep, and he's now back playing basketball. Flight.
Very good player, too. Played against UNLV a couple of years. I had a chance to see him play throughout his career at Air Force.
Tip is controlled by the Stickmen. It's Justin Dentman, former NBA player, resides in Chicago. Air Force. You know, the one thing is about this Air Force team, they're all about guys that left Air Force in 12 or 13. So they're going to know how to play a system.
Well, and their system is move the ball, set up some backdoor plays, set some picks. They'll get you off balance, and if you leave them open, they'll knock down some key shots.
Cartier Martin, former Kansas State greats. Just a little bit too much for Alex Kirk, New Mexico product.
Big Alex had a very good career at New Mexico, and especially against UNLV.
Lou Amundsen, aforementioned. He's in the starting 5 as well. Played last year in the Philippines. Here's Joe Alexander, former top 10 pick in the NBA. Off the rim, it's knocked off. We're playing FIBA rules. The Stickmen were complaining about it, but that is allowed. You played internationally. Can you explain the cylinder rule?
Well, it's tough to explain. If that ball, if it's on the rim, you can knock it off, but except for free throws. And for a lot of guys that know how to play that way, it could make a difference in a game. But if you don't know that, then teams can use it against you.
Matt Hollins, one of the older players, is also the GM, 2009 product of the Air Force Academy. Second free throw is good. Michael Lyons, I mentioned him before, 2013. He started 20 games in the D-League for the Erie Bayhawks. Here's Taylor Brokais. Pump fake, leaves it off to the corner. 3-ball, in and out.
Yeah, not shooting it very well, but once they get it going, they can really put it in the hole.
Todd Fletcher, Matt Fitzgerald finish up the 5 as Lou Amundsen puts it in. Ball's rolled to the left baseline. Brokais. 6-0 lead for Air Force, or I should say for the Stickmen over the Bomb Squad. Brokais misses a 3.
And it's funny when you see the Air Force team, you know, their bigs can shoot it as well outside. So if your big doesn't get out on them, and it could be lights out for him.
Joe Alexander for three, knocks it down. 9-0, Stickmen.
Joe Alexander for three.
Stickmen with a famous booster, Michael Rappaport, helped put this team together. It's kind of a combination with Eberlein Drive as well, a former team that has been combined. I was told that Rappaport, as the first baskets in for the Bomb Squad, had a lot to do with some of these players joining the squad. Alexander set shot three. Brokais. Oh! Lou Edmondson says, not in here.
So you're going to have to bring a little more than that in here.
Whew. Amundsen, UNLV, as we mentioned, lived a little bit in Sweden growing up. Does have that Swedish look.
He
6'9",
does.
lives in Manhattan Beach. Here's a rhythm three. Dentman off. And Brokais with the rebound out to Mike Fitzgerald. Brokais lives in Hermosa Beach. Forced out of play.
It's good defense right there by the Stickmen.
The game, Sean Hempsey.
I think the Stickmen are going to try to take advantage of their size.
Carde and Martin for three.
And they're not a bad outside shooting team as well.
Cartier played for the Chicago Bulls, a new team, the Windy City Bulls, in the G League last year. Brokais on the left block. Leaves it off, left wing, three on the way, knocked down. Matt Hollins, GM of this team from Dallas. Part of the 2006 Air Force team that went to the NCAA tournament where they lost to Illinois.
Oh.
Lost out of play.
Nice penetration there, but lost control of it.
And Matt Holland was part of the team in 2007 that lost at Madison Square Garden in the NIT semis to Clemson. 12-5 early lead for the Stickmen. Wearing a kind of New York Knicks looking
yeah, it does look like the Knicks.
You got the numbers on the shorts. Now that is old school. Amundsen. Now, how about the team that Lou Amundsen played for last year? The Talk and Text Katropa Texters.
Talk and Text.
The Texters, yeah. Talk and Text, a company in the Philippines. They love basketball in the Philippines.
Oh, yeah.
Sports in the Philippines, it's a Manny Pacquiao fight and basketball.
That's right.
That's
big,
the two big things.
Big-time basketball.
14-5 lead for the Stickmen. I'm surprised we haven't seen some high schools with how kids are these days. You've got kids in high school nickname themselves the Texters, or the Twitterers, the Snappers. Backdoor cut.
Ooh, nice block.
I think that was off maybe the backboard first. Amundsen did block it off the backboard. Dentman, down low, lefty hook for Mike Morrison. Played for Skyliners Frankfurt in the Bundesliga last year. Game 8 of 8, day 1 here in Las Vegas. West Region final spot in the round of 32 at stake.
Tough pass there by Lions.
For Air Force, 2 for 12, and they really need Lions to step up. He is their one professional player.
Right.
And I'm sure the Stickmen coming into this game knew it, because they have given him extra attention. Lou Amundsen. Lou has played in 428 NBA games, earned over $11 million. But he's here at the basketball tournament.
Hey, the love of the game.
Lefty finger roll for Mike Morrison, 27 years old. He's also played in the Torpes Liga in Finland. He's played for Antwerp in Belgium. Lions, nice behind the back pass. Brokeiss. Backdoor cut. Lions, that Princeton
Nice.
offense.
That Princeton offense will get you one way or the other.
That ball's taken away. And a very workman-like foul. And check out Lou Amundsen yelling at the refs. You don't think a guy who's played in almost 500 NBA games doesn't care about the basketball tournament? 11-point lead for the Stickmen. Back with more of the first half from Vegas after this. First mandatory timeout. Stickmen up by 11. Take a look. Just finished up in Peoria. And the SLU crew, the Majerus SLU crew, in honor of their former late head coach at St. Louis. He was also at Utah, Rick Majerus. 91-87, they hold off HBC. And the SLU crew win that 8-9. They'll face Golden Eagles in a 1 seed who had a really tough time with Midwest Dream. It was closer than that 14-point final. Chalk in the Midwest. Chalk here in Las Vegas so far. Broad Street did win a 9-8, but that's a 9-8. See maybe if the bomb squad can get things going.
Well, they've got to get going from the field. 3 of 14 right now, and 1 of 8 from three-point line.
Can layup is in. They're going to call interference as Hempsey put it up. And it looked like maybe the shoulder of Alex Kirk hit the backboard.
Right.
Stickmen, this is a loaded team. Their head coach is Jacob Nurse, who is an NBA shooting coach, also an assistant at UCLA, private NBA trainer. He was a shooting coach for the Brooklyn Nets. One of the most talented coaching staffs in the basketball tournament. Their GM, Michael Rappaport, unable to be here today, but we're told he is watching intensely on his ESPN app.
I'm sure he is.
Rhythm 3 for Dentman's off. Here's Alex Kirk. Dentman steps into a 21-footer, knocks it down.
He's not going to be denied from that three-point line, Dentman.
21-9. Michael Rappaport himself, a very good basketball player, has played in the NBA All-Star Game. Remember the MTV Rocket Jock?
Uh-huh.
He played in a couple of those.
Right.
Here's a 3 on the way. It's short, and it's been kind of a big off-season with the NBA players changing. Chris Paul making his move.
Right. Yeah.
Gordon Hayward. Michael Rappaport joined Barstool Sports. That was a big free agent acquisition for Team Barstool, who in the first ever basketball tournament were runners-up to the Fighting Irish alumni team.
Okay.
Raps had a team for a few years. 23-9, the lead for the Stickmen. He has the I Am Rappaport podcast. Brokeiss to Lions. Here's a 3 just into the game. Scott Stuckey couldn't get it to go. Air Force from beyond the arc, 1 for 11.
Yeah, and they feel if they can get some threes going, they can get back in this game. But you don't want to get too far down to a good Stickman team.
Well, the coach of this team has just come into the game. Tim Anderson. Air Force Academy, 2008 grad. There's David Nurse. One of the better shooting coaches in the country. It's become a big thing with NBA teams. They have a coach whose only job is to work on the form of the shot.
Yep.
Mark Cuban kind of started that. Straight away 3 for Fitzgerald's in and out. Joe Alexander had his hand on that ball for a second. West Virginia native, 8th overall pick by the Bucks in the 2008 draft. Willie Warren's 3 is no good. He's a Clippers draft pick at Oklahoma. Banked in and 1 for Cartier Martin. Cartier played for Charlotte, Golden State, Washington, Atlanta, Chicago, Pistons in 2015.
Nice move to the basket there and was able to finish it.
He played at Kansas State with Michael Beasley when he was the #1 recruit in the country in 2007.
I remember that.
He's overseas now. Big lead. It's now 17 for the Stickmen. It's a one-and-done format. I would like to see, we'll talk some other basketball here for a moment, the NBA to shorten those first and second rounds.
Yeah.
Because 7 games is just too much for that first
Way
round.
too much.
Maybe go down to 3 or 5. Maybe create a lot more interest because we didn't really have a competitive series in the NBA this year.
No, hey, teams running away with games.
The Warriors end up going 16-1. Cavs really were never challenged. Amundsen just barrels over Mike Fitzgerald.
And he's complaining about that one.
Amundsen, he is the most experienced player in this game in terms of NBA time. And that is what he's known for. In your face.
Yep.
Going 100 miles an hour.
I guess he said that's how he got paid. He's not going to change it.
Undrafted free agent, spent his first year in the D League. He has signed, I think, 6 or 7 10-day contracts. I'm sure you were familiar with him from his UNLV days.
Yes.
Your alma mater.
Got a chance to see him play a little bit after I retired.
There's Michael Lyons.
Between the legs.
Michael Lyons, for 3.
That's just Lyons' 4th attempt.
They're kind
D-League
of
player, only professional player for Air Force.
yeah. They're kind of zoning up now on the defensive end.
Cartier Martin. Just as soon as Air Force gets any momentum. Fitzgerald off balance.
Nice shot.
Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald had a hand in his face, and it didn't matter.
He's based in Boston currently, and 1 for Alex Kirk. Well, 16-point lead for the Stickmen. They continue to impress here in Las Vegas. That's our side of the bracket that we're currently playing. The Stickmen in Bomb Squad trying to face off with Team Challenge ALS, and that will be a potentially great matchup. Air Force Academy fans from Colorado Springs. Here's Alex Kirk, played for a team in Turkey, played in 16 EuroLeague games last year. He was playing in China, but he asked for his release to be signed in Turkey. Baskets in. Off the three-point play, 31-14. That's something you see a lot internationally. Another team will come in with maybe offer more money or a better league, and it's pretty common internationally. They'll just release from the contract and they'll let the player move.
Right. Yeah. And you know, back in the day, they didn't want to do it, but now it's more common.
I was told, speaking of contracts, that Shane Lawal, who is a really talented player, has an overseas contract opportunity, so he will not be playing. Lawal, the last 2 years, has played with the FC Barcelona in Spain.
Okay.
Spent the last 2 years there, played in the EuroLeague. Amundsen with 2 free throws. It's amazing, too. Uh-oh.
Did somebody open the door and let the wind in? Because Amundsen almost missed the gym on that one.
Wipe that ball dry. But Barcelona, the last 5 years, they've won European championships in basketball, soccer, futsal, field hockey, handball. And Lawal's been part of that.
Nice move.
Brokheis lays it in. You played at Monaco, which had a soccer team that went to the Champions League semifinal. As Martin is called for the charge. But what is that environment like when you play for a club that has a soccer club, that has other sports as they do in Europe? What was that environment like for you?
Well, it's big time because, you know, the whole city supports any of the sports, so it's great to have to be in a city that has all of the sports, and AS Monaco was one of those that I really enjoy because you can go watch the soccer matches as well.
Yeah, they lost in the Champions League semis in this version of the Champions League to Juventus. Winner of the Champions League, Real Madrid. They have one of the best 3 or 4 basketball teams outside of the U.S. in the world.
Yeah.
On the way up, Edmondson was not going to be denied.
I tell you what, I would not want to get in front of Amundsen when he takes off. He doesn't care who's in front of him. He's just going to the basket.
Lou, 34 years old. He's been traded 3 times, 7 10-day contracts. He signed his first 10-day contract with the Sixers. He's played in 428 NBA games. He played a career high, and started a career high 35 games for the Knicks in their 2015-16 year before playing in the Philippines last season. You see his reaction. Yelled a bad word after he missed that shot, that free throw. I mean, he is not messing around. Here's Lyons. Edmondson trying to draw a charge. And he's getting in the face of Lyons.
Man, he's animated right now.
Lyons spending last year with the Erie Bayhawks in the D-League. It's a good story, too, as Lyons' 3 is in. He had stopped playing basketball, and he was actually invited by Greg Popovich in 2014, a former Air Force grad himself, as Amundsen knocks down a 3 to work out with the Spurs. He had an injury at the end of his senior year, and he wasn't able to play with Michael Lyons, so he kind of gave up on that basketball dream, but Greg Popovich encouraged him. As Amundsen blocks that, he's going to let Michael Lyons know it. But it's a great story, too. And you think about this, too, for a second, Robert. So Air Force has Greg Popovich, one of the best coaches of all time.
Right.
The Navy has the Admiral, David Robinson, one of the best centers of all time. And you go to the third branch Army, Coach K. Mike Krzyzewski went to West Point. He's arguably the best college basketball coach of all time.
That's right.
And probably number 2 to John Wooden.
Shows you what the military can do for you. Get some great men out of it.
Left wing 3 for Hempsey's off. Martin's fancy dribbling, fancy passing. Stickmen, throw it down! Joe Alexander!
Man, what a pass.
8th overall pick in the 2008 draft, Joe Alexander. Been naturalized Israeli citizen, playing for Maccabi Tel Aviv. Justin Denman with a 3, and this one's getting a little bit blown open. 21-point lead for the Stickmen.
Well, and what Air Force is seeing right now is, they're trying to run their offense, but the Stickmen team is pretty. They talk a lot. They work together, and they're coming up with some steals and some blocks. They're just kind of ready for the Air Force. If the Air Force knock down a few of these threes, then they can get back in this game.
Finishes next, get 10 on them right now. Keep that energy flowing. Yep. Defensively, fine. Offensively, this is what happens when you push it, man. Push it, get into a pick and roll. If you don't have anything, keep attacking, baby. Super high energy. Good job. Good job.
David Nurse,
#TBT 2017.
head coach of the Stickmen.
West.
40-19 lead. See, Lou Amundsen. He does not want to come out of this game.
No.
Leads all scorers with 10 in 12 minutes. Largest lead of the game, 21 points. Lions, deep range. Amundsen, finger roll. 10-0 run for the Stickmen. 8 players with NBA experience on this team. Here's a left wing 3, short for the Bomb Squad. Cartier Martin.
Nice pass.
Love tap from Amundsen. You don't get as far as Lou Amundsen's got without giving 100% full effort at all times.
And, you know, it's funny. The first time I saw him in college, I didn't think he would pan out as a pro, but he got a lot better at it.
Lou Amundsen says, "Take this. I'm a pro." 25-point lead for the Stickmen. The Stickmen, one of the most experienced teams in the basketball tournaments, leading Air Force Bomb Squad by 25. Along with former UNLV Rebel, 15-year pro, Robert Smith. I'm Tim Swartz. The teams you've seen today, maybe Stickmen the most impressive?
By far, especially early in the game. They came out right away.
That's the big key, because sometimes when you're facing a lower-seeded team, a team without the professionals, kind of like Few Good Men did.
That's right.
Against mostly Delco when they trailed 14-5 to a team without really any pro players. You kind of see that happen sometimes, but not to this matchup.
No, not this one.
Sean Hempsey leaves it off. Brokice couldn't get it to go. Fitzgerald, the Lions, elbow jumper, in and out.
Yeah, they can't get the ball to fall consistently for them.
8 for 32 start for the Bomb Squad. Lefty shot down for Mike Morrison.
And that's the thing about the Stickmen. They can get you points inside. They can get you jumpers if they want it. Whatever they want.
Off balance shot, rims out for Hempsey, San Diego native. Long three, Deadman!
Deadman said, no matter what distance, I can knock it down.
Went to 2 Sweet 16s at Washington, trying to make it to the Super Sweet 16. Here, it's the basketball tournaments. Hempsey tried to foul him on purpose. Denman did what everyone is doing in basketball now. As soon as you're going to get fouled like that on purpose, just throw it up.
Throw it up to the basket.
Call it on the floor. Hails from Carbondale, Illinois. Was the 2012 D-League MVP with the Austin Toros. For 22 a game. Amundsen will not be denied.
Hey, he's getting to the basket anytime he wants to.
51-19. He's the most experienced player in this game in terms of NBA time. Three's knocked down by Matt Holland. GM of this team. Grew up in Dallas, now resides in Boston. Amundsen. Corner three is just off.
Got his first one, couldn't get that one to go down.
Pull-up three, short from Fletcher. But this back and forth pace definitely is really good for the Stickmen. And Lou Amundsen, he looks like the best player by far in this game.
So far.
18.6 rebounds. Brokice to the rack. Amundsen. Not happy with that foul call, I'm sure.
Well, he got his hand on the body before he went up to block the shot.
It's vicious. He's Lou Amundsen.
Well, I tell you what, one thing about the Princeton offense, if you're down, it's hard to come back with it.
First free throws in for Brokice, who grew up in the Colorado Springs area, went to Air Force Academy Prep School. Now resides in Hermosa Beach. Second is in. If you're a Lou Amundsen too, and you're undrafted out of college and you end up playing in almost 450 NBA games, you have to have a certain mentality.
Exactly, because I mean, it's always that hunger factor.
Michael Lyons almost landed on Amundsen.
Somebody else got hurt from that.
Played for 10 different teams. Brokeis is going to have to come out of the game. Final minutes of the first half. Tim Anderson. Will he try to challenge Amundsen?
Oh, he shot a nice little hook shot. Couldn't get it to go, though.
Little Kareem skyhook in the lane. Oh, Kirk tried to go up to dunk, and he was not going to. He is in. Mike Fitzgerald said that's not going to happen in my watch.
Oh no, I'll send you to the line, but I'm not going to give you a tear the house down dunk.
The one thing about this Air Force team that you do not have to worry about is their fitness. All these guys are in excellent shape.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Second easy for Kirk. Spent last year in Turkey, in China. Played 5 games with the Cavs in 14-15. .31 lead for the Stickmen. 1 second difference. Mike Morrison with the block. Dentman with 2, with 1. And that'll do it on a dominant first half from the Stickmen, who shoot 61%. 22.5% on the other side for the Bomb Squad. I mean, the Stickmen team, we came into this regional saying this is the team with the most NBA players.
Right.
Maybe the most talent. You kind of worry, though, how are they going to come out in this type of environment? No worries here.
Well, you see the experience in the way they play in that first half, getting the ball inside, being able to knock down threes, and then on the defensive end, they're playing very physical. And the Air Force hasn't been able to counteract any of the things that they've done.
18 points, 6 rebounds, an assist, a couple of blocks, and a lot of yelling. Lou Amundsen and the Stickmen. A big-time lead, 31 points at the half. It's the first round of the basketball tournament from Las Vegas, Nevada. Halftime. Dominant first half from the Stickmen as they lead by 31, shooting over 60% in the first 18 minutes of play from Las Vegas. First round of the West region here in the basketball tournament. As your previous champions, Fighting Irish alumni won the first overseas elite. So they've won the last 2, and they are into the Super 16. A 1 seed, FCM Untouchables, also another 1 seed. The Shocker, the Prodigal Sons, the 13 seed from the South. They are in the Super 16. And Team Fancy Ryu defeated the Villanova team. That was the 2 seed. And they are a double-digit seed as well into the Super 16. Well, we will decide 4 tickets tomorrow in terms of who will go to the Super 16 from the West region as well as the Midwest region. Stay awake. We got more basketball. Come on. 1 a.m. on the East Coast, 10 here in the Pacific time zone. West region, our final game, the Bomb Squad of Air Force Academy and the Stickmen, live from Desert Oasis High School in Las Vegas. Well, the first half was a dominant one from the Stickmen. We bring in our former UNLV Rebel analysts, Robert Smith and Lou Amundsen. He's a UNLV Rebel as well.
That's right. Well, Lou Amundsen set the tone for this game early by coming out playing hard, blocking shots, bodying up, finishing at the basket. He did it all for the Stickmen.
Amundsen playing like a man possessed. Stickmen shoot 62%. 6 for 14 on threes. 8 former NBA players on this roster. And they have not come out and missed a beat at all.
You talk about experience. It shows on the court.
Amundsen, 18 points in the first half. 11 from Justin Dentman, just running the point. Back to Amundsen. Joe Alexander had a nice first half with the 5 points, including an emphatic dunk. Bomb squad try to bomb a ton of threes. I guess that's the
Nice.
goal. 4 for 25.
Air Force does a good job of they'll fake a pick and cut back door, and you know, as soon as you ease up, they get that 1 or 2 steps on you and they're wide open.
Bump from Lions to Cartier Martin, 32 years old. Martin, his residence is Houston. He's played in Italy, China, Turkey. Last year he spent in the D-League. 243 career games in the NBA. $2 million on the line. This is the final first-round game of 32 contests. See a hard pick from Amundsen, sets up Martin.
Martin squeezed through the defense on that one to get that shot to go.
3 on the way, off from Holland. July in Las Vegas means basketball, summer league, AAU tournaments. In the basketball tournament, great move by the organizers of the tournament to bring it here to Vegas.
Then creating space on that shot right there, but couldn't get it to go.
Brokheis' threes knocked down. A long 6'10 center steps out. Brokheis resides in Hermosa Beach currently. Amundsen, great look to Kirk, who is blocked by Hollins. And then a foul in transition. That's, I think, the second time we've seen Stickmen come up with a foul in transition on purpose.
Yeah, stop that fast break.
They do have to be careful that there's a defender behind him, or they're in front of the ball carrier, because we saw a clear path foul. It is called here in the basketball tournaments. Lions, long threes, no good. He knew it. He tried to run and collect it, and he fouls Alexander. Joe Alexander played for Maccabi Tel Aviv, Israel Premier League. Also played in Euro League. 2008, played for West Virginia. They beat Arizona Duke before they fell to Xavier in the third rounds. Lions brought the ball up, the only professional player for Air Force.
In and out 3 for Air Force that time.
Alexander, extra pass, and Lions blocks it from behind.
That's the second time he's got it.
Off the shoulder of Martin, out of bounds. 6'4" Lions meet 7-foot Kirk.
Kirk went to cock it back to throw it down, and the ball wasn't there.
Fletcher for 3. Timeout by the Stickmen's head coach, David Nurse. We'll keep it here.
He knows if that Air Force Bombers team start hitting threes, it could change this game a little bit.
8-2 start for Air Force in the second half. We'll take a look at after this weekend, we finish up the Midwest and West regionals, how this tournament stacks up Super 16, which is the 4 best teams from each regional, will play in Brooklyn next weekend. The quarterfinals July 23rd. And then set your calendars, set your reminders, August 1st and August 3rd, the semis and finals on ESPN. Fly, fight, win, the motto for this Air Force bomb squad. It's their 4th time. They've been in every basketball tournament. They won a game in 2015. They had a player who had started at Air Force and then transferred away, named Philip Brown, but he is unable to play. He had played the last 5 years in France. That's a big loss for a team that, as it stands, has just one player. That's Lions, who plays in the D-League.
Yeah, you need a little more experience for this tournament. You can't come in with guys that don't have, I mean, some kind of professional experience.
Brookhuis with the block. On the other side, banked in by Matt Holland and a 10-2 run to start the second half.
Well, they're starting to pick it up a little bit now.
I think it might be. Nice finish from Holland off the block. The GM of this team. Really 5 main components to a basketball tournament team. First of all, you need players. You need boosters that help fan interest, because these teams are selected in terms of the round of 64 of how many fans want to see them play. You got the coaches. That 3 is no good. And finally, you have the fans. The fans vote for their favorite teams. The GM of this Stickmen team, Michael Rappaport, who has a big following on social media. Amundsen banks it in, and he's up to 20.
He's not letting up this half.
.25 lead. Brookhuis gets the shooter's roll.
Got it to go.
It is really unfortunate for this bomb squad team is they wanted to get this start in the first half. A 12-4 start to the second half. 3 on the way, short.
Yeah, if they can get those threes to go consistently, which they love to shoot, they can get back in this game. But right now, they're on and off.
I don't know if Lou Amundsen has practiced being a ref, but he's coming down and one. Come on. He wants every point he can get.
He said he can do it all. He can play, he can ref, probably keep score, do a little commentating.
34 years old, over 400 NBA games played, trying to get back into the NBA. As is Cartier Martin, who played in the D-League last year with Windy City. Fouled by Lions.
Lions didn't feel he fouled right there, but he did bump a little bit at the wrong time, too.
It is really the hardest professional league to get in the United States of the Big Four leagues is the NBA.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The sheer numbers, there's only 12 roster spots.
That's it. And that's what makes it so rare for guys to make it is not enough spots. And, they're talking about expanding, but still, there's a lot of basketball players in the world.
Talking about maybe Seattle getting a team, maybe Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Maybe Louisville. Got an NBA arena, the KFC Yum Center.
Yeah. That's a beautiful arena, too.
Yeah, about 20,000 seats. It'll be one of the better arenas in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a favorite arena to play at when you played in the NBA?
When I played, no, because back then some of them were a little old, and it was very few new ones when I played.
Well, the Stickmen have the Knicks logo. Michael Rappaport had when the Garden was eaten at 30 for 30 on ESPN. You can probably check out on E3. That's a pretty violent foul there.
Yeah, it was.
From Hempsey. What was it like to play in the Garden?
That was wonderful, being in the Garden. for my first time, and I always played well there, and that's what I liked about it. Boston Garden, it was tough. It was tough there because on the floor had so many dead spots that you had to know where the dead spots were, and they double team you in those spots.
We've got our first review, and to the naked eye, before we get a chance to look at the replay, I thought that Hempstead, that was a pretty clear flagrant 1, maybe a flagrant 2, because he came up at the neck area, wasn't close to the ball.
Right.
This is our first review of this regional. Let's take a look.
Oh, yeah. That was very obvious.
Definitely a flagrant, and I don't think it's a flagrant 2. I don't think it's that malicious. It just looks worse because Hempstead left his feet.
Mm-hmm. And I think Hempstead got the worst of that.
So the officials talking it over. Really great officiating at this regional, I think.
Yeah, they've done a great job of keeping it, keeping things under control.
Box squad foul number 22. Stop Hempstead. Second personal. Fourth team foul. Barton to the line.
It's going to be a flagrant 1 because Hempstead is still on the floor. So 2 shots plus the ball.
Martin tried to watch that one all the way in.
I think he ran up to the rim to blow it in.
Yeah.
Hempstead does stay in the game. I think that's the right call, flagrant 1.
Yeah.
$65-37. Bomb Squad got up to a good start in the second half. They're still up by 3 in the second half. The problem was they were down 55-24 at the half.
Right. They had a long way to get back.
That was pretty good from Denton, huh?
On a fadeaway, all net.
Justin Dentman, 6-footer from Washington. 31 years old. He's played in the NBA a bit as he goes and 1 for a 4-point play.
Gets another one.
Denton played with the Spurs in 2012, also has played with Toronto and Dallas. 12-0 run, responded after that timeout by David Nurse. And Dentman, 17. Need a towel over here. Some perspiration on the floor. Dentman played for the Shandong Golden Stars. 23 points per game in the CBA. Started out the year with Galatasaray of the top division in Turkey, but he was released from his contract so he can go to China.
That's a lot of traveling.
Get those frequent flyer miles.
Yeah.
Lyons loses the ball out of bounds. Kind of a frustrating game, I'm sure, for him. 3 for 10, 8 points, and just a frustrating game for Air Force Bomb Squad. The Stickmen lead big time here in Las Vegas. First rounds, the basketball tournament. Taking a look around the basketball tournament, Golden Eagles, not an easy win, but they were able to hold off Midwest Dream, who led for most of that game. And that Marquette-based team will face a St. Louis-based team, and the Jarrett Slew crew. Hilton Magic Legends, Iowa State team also moving on. Scarlet and Gray, Ohio State products. Winners today, they'll face off with Banner Boys tomorrow, 4:30 Eastern on ESPN3. And always a Brave playing on their home court of Bradley University in Peoria will face off with the Fort Wayne champs. That's a Fort Wayne team that's primarily former Fort Wayne D-League players.
Oh, okay.
That's, I think, one of the fun things about the basketball tournament is you have all of these teams that have connections. There's a three knocked down by Willie Warren. Air Force team that we see, they're all Air Force products. It's interesting. The Stickmen are kind of a Michael Rappaport and Eberlin Drive, a combination of some of the top talents in this competition.
Yep.
Stickmen doubling up. The Bomb Squad up by 37. Nice feed, but Holland couldn't put it away. Amundsen lobs it up, and Amundsen finds Mike Morrison.
Nice pass to Morrison.
That was
Mike Fitzgerald.
a two-pointer from Fitzgerald. Willie Warren. When you talk about the talent like Willie Warren, he hasn't played much tonight. Just 9 minutes. And that's what the Stickmen team has.
He got caught in the mouth right there on that drive. He was slow getting back down court.
Played 2 years with Oklahoma. Went to the Elite Eight in 2009 with Blake Griffin before the Sooners were beat by eventual national champions. That absolutely loaded UNC team that had Tyler Hansborough, Danny Green, Ty Lawson.
Mike Fitzgerald.
Amundsen, UNLV product at the line.
Lou steadily piling them up.
Alex Kirk back in. And some NBA experience with the Cavaliers during their Eastern Conference Championship team in 2015. He's played in the last 3 summer leagues as well. Amundsen misses that. I mean, you live in Las Vegas.
Uh-huh.
Lions knocks down a 3. How much is the summer league is totally blown up from a thing no one cared about to really for a week it was the biggest story in sports.
Oh yeah. I mean, I remember when I came out, we played in Loyola Marymount, and you know, some days we get quite a few people, and then now it's one of the biggest things of the summer.
Yeah, it's sold out. Thomas and Mack for some of those Laker games. Of course, this is a big Lakers area.
Right. Big time Laker fans down here.
76-42. Bomb Squad. The second half only trailed by 3. You see the fans of the Bomb Squad.
It's going to be interesting too to see if the Lakers make any more trades or deals to try to get, because I think they need maybe 1 or 2 more experienced players.
But they're saying today, I believe, that Rajon Rondo was looking at the Lakers, but he ended up signing with New Orleans.
Oh, is that right? That'll help New Orleans out a lot.
MC knocks down a shot. They try the DeMarcus Cousins, Anthony Davis front line outs.
Right. And Rondo, yeah, I mean, in the playoffs, Rondo did a great job till he got hurt. It looked like Chicago was going to win that series. And then he went out and Boston came back and won it.
It's interesting, too, that every single teammate that's ever played with Rajon Rondo always say, no one has made me better than Rajon Rondo.
Right.
Sure, Willie Warren has made a lot of teammates better. Lays it up and in.
Willie Warren.
Ray rims out. Here's the coach, Tim Anderson, with the rebound. Well, you look at this Air Force team, they are still playing as if this is a tied game.
Oh, yeah. They're not going to change their offense.
Lou Amundsen was all over Fitzgerald who puts it in. Kind of surprised there wasn't a foul there. I thought Amundsen caught him 3 or 4 times. Willie Warren, and 1.
Doing whatever he wants.
54th pick by the Clips in 2010. Played in the Adriatic League, Liga. It's the league with Slovenia, Macedonia, Serbia, and Croatia. How about the last 3 years in China for Willie Warren? He's played for Zhejiang Golden Bulls. 30, 38, 33, and 29 points per game his last 3 years in China.
Man.
So I just think I saw the look in your face that you wish you played in China now. With Robert Smith, who played professionally overseas in France after he had an NBA, CBA career. Seen a lot of players from that Chinese league, the CBA. Donald Sloan is on the Stickmen roster but not playing. He played for the Southern Tigers. Here's Joe Alexander, who is fouled. Played in Tel Aviv in the Israel Premier League. 30 years old. Played in 59 games in 2008 for the Bucks, and then he was traded to the Bulls. He's played all around. Started 2014 with the C-Dubs, the Santa Cruz, before he was sent off to Israel, where he's been since. Lions has heated up a bit with 13 points.
Starting to pick it up a little bit late, but nice.
You don't find a lot of 7-footers who have footwork like that.
No, not with spin moves like that.
Mike Morrison, unhappy with himself as he got up in the air. 2 free throws after this. The Stickmen cruising into the second round of the basketball tournament from Las Vegas. It's the first round of the West region in the basketball tournament. The Stickmen, 38-point lead over Air Force Bomb Squad. A lot of former NBA players on the Stickmen team. You see Alex Kirk, 7-footer. To New Mexico, played at the Pit.
Very good player too in college. He gave UNLV a hard time whenever we play him because of his size.
First free throw is in for Mike Fitzgerald. Played in the CIT, scored 25 against Hawaii while he was at Air Force, and he shot almost 40% on threes as a senior.
Man.
It was a 3-point basket that he attempted, so 3 free throws. When did that change the NBA, like a 96, 95? Because it used to be, it would always be just 2 free throws until the mid-90s. Last free throw is in. Scott Stuckey will come in for Mike Fitzgerald. Air Force Bomb Squad trailed 55-24 at the half, and it's just too big of a mountain to climb against this very NBA experienced Stickmen team. Amundsen!
Never let up.
Lou Amundsen got up for that.
That's what we'll call him. Never let up Lou.
Yeah, he doesn't care. It's a 35-point game with 7 minutes left in a high school gym. How about that pass? And Kirk just lost it on the way up.
He wanted that one bad.
I think it's showtime here in Stickmen country. Willie Warren heaves it back to Kirk. Back to Warren. Hot potato.
Kirk said, I don't want it, you finish it.
88-53.
It's amazing they're up so big and Amundsen's still in the game.
Amundsen, 24 points and 11-17 shooting. 6 rebounds, 2 assists. But I bet you anything, after this game, he's going to be mad because he went 1 for 6 on free throws. And that's left 5 points out there.
You know it.
What a pass.
Nice pass. I didn't think it was going to get there because the defender was going to cut it off.
would say it's getting late here in Las Vegas, but 10:30, most people's nights haven't even begun.
Oh, that's right. And you go out on the strip, and they're just getting started. and just imagine what the strip is like tonight. You got the NBA here, AAU, this basketball tournament here. There'll be a lot of people hanging out on the strip.
First free throw short for Hempsey. Saw they have the video game convention going on, Evo.
Oh, yeah.
But the caveat is there's always something going on in Las Vegas.
Always. I mean, even in the wintertime, sometimes I'm looking at, people walking down the strip, and I'm like, it's during the week, and there's really nothing. But, there's always people in Vegas.
Amundsen will not be denied. He'll get 2 free throws.
He's going to go all the way to the end.
Played for the Talk and Tex Katropa Texters in the Philippines Basketball Association.
I wonder if they give their players telephones.
I wonder, what does the jersey look like? Is it a?
you got your phone with the messages on it,
the emojis,
right?
Maybe it's just like a thumb on a phone. Is the logo? Amundsen 1 for 2 at the line, 2 for 8 at the line today. 25 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Bomb squad. Backdoor cut Lions. That is Princeton offense to a T.
Well, and just Amundsen saw him getting ready to cut backdoor, and he thought he could get the steal, but Lions was still able to finish the layup.
Willie Warren with the handles. There's Joe Alexander, who has been quiet because they haven't needed him. Turnover and a professional foul from Willie Warren. That's one of the things that you do see with the Stickmen team. I think it's the 3rd or 4th time they've done it today. The professional foul, break up a fast break.
Yep. Stop the break.
Holland couldn't get the 3. Air Force hasn't really struggled with getting open looks. They've cut well, they've screened well. They just haven't gotten them to go down. Amundsen to the hoop. Amundsen's played over 400 NBA games.
And he's still asking for fouls out there.
Alexander just barrels over Hempsey.
Alexander didn't even question that call. He's like, yeah, I got him.
Stickmen have only played 7 tonight.
Yeah, that's surprising. I thought some of the other guys would come in at, this time of the game, but they're standing pat.
We talked about that you can add players before the 3rd round, the Super 16 games. Costs about $3,000, and usually see some teams add some bigger names. You kind of wonder, how big of a name could the Stickmen team get?
Right.
I mean, they already have Cartier Martin, Lou Amundsen, Willie Warren, Alex Kirk, Joe Alexander. Justin Dentman. Three-pointer off. Kirk wants to run the break. Amundsen, trifecta, in and out. Amundsen wants the ball back.
Oh, yeah.
The Lions is not having it. Ooh. Mike Morrison.
Morrison just went up and looked down the rim on that one.
Hempsey is fouled. And free throws for him. We're in the home stretch. First round wraps up from Las Vegas. Take a look at the top half of the bracket along with former UNLV and overseas and NBA player Robert Smith. You've seen a lot of these teams. Team Colorado, Broad Street Brawlers. Any thoughts on that matchup? Would you like?
I kind of like Colorado. You know, well, the way they played today. You know, things could change, but they look very good today. But Stickmen, they played very well today.
Yep.
I like the experience they have on this team.
Team 23, Armored Athlete. Any thoughts on that matchup? The Arizona team, Armored Athlete, at 71 points earlier today in the second half alone. What do you think about that one?
Yeah. I don't know.
I said I was going to put you on the spot. This is what the analyst shares about.
You got me guessing on teams I haven't even seen.
We will, and the good news is too, we have the bottom half of the bracket, so we'll give you those matchups in just a moment. With Team Challenge ALS more likely than not facing the Stickmen. We'll take another look at that bottom half of the brackets when we get a chance. Left-handed hook
nice
shot.
move. That's a little touch right there.
7 for 7 day for Mike Morrison. Stickmen are shooting over 60%. 3 rims out for Brokeis.
And it shows in the score. They've gotten anything they wanted. 3-pointers in the paint. And then they've mixed it up very well.
Cartier Martin is that shot. Nice little hesitation, dribble drive, banker off. 3-pointer, in and out for Fletcher after the miss from Hempsey. And the way both these teams look, I think we've entered garbage time.
I'm telling you.
Did you ever play in a game in the NBA or maybe overseas where at this point you're thinking, all right, I got to try to score as many points as I can. I got to get that contract next year.
No,
Never?
No, my contracts were usually 2 and 3 years anyway, so I had them already made. So I was trying to set everybody else up so they could get their money.
101.58, 150 remaining. Make sure to join us for our quadruple header tomorrow. Also a quadruple header in Peoria for the Midwest region in Illinois. Todd Fletcher, 3-pointer. Willie Warren, 6'4", point guard. Kirk. Warren. Alexander.
Ooh. Warren set him up so nice on that one with the bounce. All Alexander had to do was just go up, catch it, and finish it.
Almost like a bounced alley-oop.
Yep.
Oh, Joe Alexander is still, as we see, an absolutely elite athlete. Elite jumping capabilities. Lyons lays it in.
He jumps so easy, Alexander does. We saw him in the first half get up pretty good, but that one was...
See, Lou Amundsen, the game's over, but he's got to get something going. He's got his little resistance band stretching on the sideline already.
He might have another game tonight.
He might want to go to find a YMCA to play at.
Exactly.
Brokeis misses the 3. Stickmen with the rebounds. Well, that was a workmanlike professional performance.
Well, they came in early and got it done.
There was no doubt about this game as we have set up our second round matchups from Las Vegas tomorrow. It is a quadruple header and it will feature the Stickmen. 105-63 winners over the Air Force Bomb Squad. A lot of respect between these two teams, and we do want to thank all of these players in the Air Force Bomb Squad and all they do for our country.
No doubt about it. The work they do for our country, man, it's unbelievable, the things that they do for us.
So we are set up with the bracket all around here in the West region. On the bottom half, Challenge ALS had no problems with Wasatch Front late towards that game. They'll face off with the Stickmen, and Team Utah needed a buzzer beater to defeat Team Fredette. They'll face Gonzaga's Few Good Men. A very workmanlike performance from the Stickmen as they put it on that Karate Kid style tournament banner. And, well, from this first day, anything really stand out to you?
Well, I like what the Stickmen showed. ALS had a real good game as well. But, I mean, there's going to be some good games tomorrow, very good games.
So check it out on the ESPN app and ESPN3. More basketball from Las Vegas, the West Region tomorrow. Starts at 2 o'clock Eastern here on ESPN3.